Keep California cowgirls from vanishing.
Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show. Training our horses and miniature cows in ranch versatility. Penning Rusty and Susie, our bull and heifer. Roping Rusty with Morgan horse Semi. Training Eve to drive cart. Training Eve to work over her haunches with a motor cow simulator. Training Eve to lay down. Training Eve to harness, pull a log. Training Semi to harness, pull a log on turf. Jumping at liberty to music, making our Morgan horses our partners. Training Eve on a cow roping simulator. Training on our driveway, which is covered by sand, so we have a straight track. Stepping over poles, jumping over crossbar jumps. Training in our trail obstacles area. Semi on the big steps. Morgan horse Sadie doing obstacles rainlessly.
Semi drives a cart. Sadie pulls a log. Sadie learns to pull a cart. Miniature Zebu heifer Susie learns to drive a cart. Bull Rusty learns to pull a harrow. Goat halter and dog leashes.
This is our third session with Seela. The first two sessions are in a prior show, part 1. Look how calm she seems to be. We've kind of figured out the disposition of Mommy and Daddy, which allows Seela to be comfortable, but yet they're not in our way. There's Susie in a little shelter we have here with a portable panel between Susie and Seela. There's Seela, very calmly approaching and hanging out with Brianna, and just beyond Seela through that white vinyl gate at Brianna's right shoulder is Rusty, the papa. Everybody seems happy. It's a warm spring day. We're gonna go on to what we hope will be showing you the next step. We want to put on the goat halter, and we want to use some dog leashes, small, thin dog leashes that I brought down to help desensitize Seela to neck pressure and hip pressure, so that eventually we can explain to her in the least stressful way we can what it is we want her to do when we ask her to lead. As I was going to get the goat halter, which I'll show you in a moment, Brianna, with just a couple of tries, got the dog leash around Seela's neck. She's just walking around with that hanging from her neck, and soon what we'll do is try to pull on the handle like we did last session and lead her around with it. And then let me show you what else we're going to use as tools as we progress. Well, this is the lariat. But we hope we don't have to use that today. It's just a kid's lariat. This is the goat halter, and we'll show you shortly, we hope, how it works. And then eventually, probably not today, we're going to be trying to get this horse halter, which I've adjusted to be really small in the nose by putting a bolt in. We're going to try to get that around Seela's nose, because it's a little bit easier to use than the goat halter. And I'll show you what I mean as we try it. We're just being really patient. Gonna try to grab it. Now she has it. Brianna has the dog leash around Seela's neck. You see, Susie got upset by that. We have to convince Susie and Rusty and Seela that all we're doing is a little bit of training for leading and nothing more, so that they won't be stressed and afraid. Okay, just walk around like you did before. It's okay, we'll do carrots as we proceed. Usually if they get stressed, the Zebus won't even eat a carrot, so there you go. Looks like Susie's okay, excuse me, Seela's okay on it. Very nice. All right, now just walk around a little bit with it, with that dog leash around Seela's neck. She'll feel the pressure as you pull, and then as soon as she goes in your direction, release the pressure. One small step at a time, literally, is what we want here. And then next, I'm going to hand this to Brianna or help her put it on. The goat halter goes like this. The strap that I have in my left hand that you see goes over her ears, and the strap that I now have in my left hand goes over her nose, and this movable strap goes under her nose. And as soon as there's pressure on it, she'll feel the pressure on her nose and behind her ears, and that will be ultimately our leading cue to her that we want her to go forward, backward, left and right. Stop and step up. Step up being literally what it says. Step up, forward. There you go. So start using those terms, Brianna. So when she's coming towards you, you say step up.
Step up.
There, very nice, Seela.
Step up.
Very good. Okay, and release pressure as soon as she gives you ever so slight the right answer. That's what natural horsemanship training is all about for livestock. Good, Seela. This is just so much better even than the last session. And the last session was reams and reams better than the first session. So we feel good. We are making progress. Well, Seela now has her goat halter on, and see how nice it's working. I was away getting some owie dressing. I got my Vetericin, which is a spray for wounds, and my blue lotion, which is a dab-on for wounds, because while we were sitting here being real patient with Seela, I noticed she has a small cut on her rear leg. So now that we have the goat halter on and she's being so good about leading, we don't want to scare her too much by trying to put this wound dressing on her small cut, but we're going to try to get something on it at some point during this session. So Brianna, since I wasn't here and the camera wasn't on, can you tell us how you did it? How you got Seela to trust you enough to put the goat halter on?
I had her follow me around for a little bit, and then I came over to the bench and sat down and started feeding her some carrots. And when she was getting calmed down enough, I just held tightly to the dog leash that we had around her neck, and she put her head down, but she wasn't pulling hard. She just had her head down and was trying to back up, but wasn't pulling hard at all. So I just laid the goat halter. I started by touching it to her face and her ears and showing her it wasn't going to hurt her, and then I got it over her ears and was able to slip the strap underneath. And since then, I've been touching her around her head and her neck and showing that it's not a threat to be touched around here. And since we're going to do it often, it needs to be done. And I've even gotten her to lift her legs for me.
Wonderful.
So.
Oh my goodness, we don't want to do too much in this session. We've done already so much, and I'm so proud to show Seela's progress. But what I think I'm going to do next is Mommy Susie has been real good too, a little bit of mooing. What I think I'm going to do next is, leaving the camera on here, see how she feels about me walking up to her left rear Where is her owie? As a matter of fact, I'm going to turn the camera off for a minute. Oh, can you turn her around for me? Yeah, so we can show the owie. We want to make sure it doesn't get infected, but yet I don't want to stress her out for treating it with, with some kind of wound dressing if in fact it's just a small cut. But you see, there it is. We have no idea how she did that. And had we not been sitting around here working with handling her, we probably wouldn't have even ever noticed that it was there. Now I'm going to try to leave the camera on us and go close, but you know she might move away from me. We don't have a camera operator today, so we're just showing you how best we can do today with a two-man crew, but a new way to lead Seela. Now this is a spray, you see, so it could be real scary to Seela. It's all right, Seela. It's all right. And it's expensive, so I don't want to be spraying the air if I can help it. It's all right, Seela. So I'm going back beyond. There we go. I got it. I got Vetericyn, Vetericyn on her. And I'm going to keep this blue lotion back here in case the cut seems to be getting worse, but I don't think we'll need it. But as we get to handling Seela more and more, I'm pretty sure going back there with a dab on wound dressing like blue lotion is not going to be a problem. Look at that. Look how calm she is, how stress-free she is. One more thing as a follow-up to yesterday. That red and blue leash. Yeah, we're going to try to get that. Or the tan one. Yeah, just take the tan one. That's going to be our hip constraint so that we can make her realize that forward motion comes from the rear, so to speak. So now I'm going to walk up, or maybe Brianna can do it best. We just want to do it as stress-free as we can. You make a big loop. All right, Seela. Yes, sweetheart. Okay. Okay. She doesn't quite trust me as much as she trusts Brianna now. Let me sit here and you do it. Smelling the leash. She's pulling back a little bit, so I'm giving a little. There, now she came up. There we go. All these constraints, all these pressures. That's what she's not used to. Good girl, Seela. Good girl. Now I'm going to be big. I'm going to just scratch her on her neck, scratch her on her head. So she realizes that being touched by us is not going to be horrible. There you go. Good. She's trying to back away from it, but not real vehemently. There we go. One more time, let's say, when's the right time to quit? It's a judgment call. It's all right, Seela. I'm scratching her forehead. A little bit of pressure on her nose from the goat halter. It's all right. It's all right, Seela. I'm going to kind of handle her ears. I'm using my knees and my thighs as a cushion. There you go. It's all right. It's all right. Oh, that's good. That's real good. That's when I'm going to call our time to quit for today's session. Here we go. This is Sonia Sokolow, the Urban Cowgirl, showing you how we train my mini Zebu heifer, Seela, to lead.
Our next session was a few days later. To continue training Seela to lead, we used the neck loop, then the goat halter, then the foal halter, adjusted to fit, and finally we tried on Seela's fly mask.
We're going to try to interact with Seela again. As you can see, she's rather trusting. I have to say, though, it was difficult to get Rusty and Susie out of this corral. They're on the other side of that gate over there by that garbage can lid. It was hard to separate them. Most definitely, Rusty and Susie are being hormonal, and Rusty tried to mount Susie while we were trying to separate them. So we might have another little baby being made. But for now, we're working with this little young adult, this little teenager. We want to see if we can go back to getting the loop around her neck, then getting the blue gold halter on, and if she's not stressed by all of that, we're going to put the red reduced in size horse halter on and try to walk around with her in this corral. We're still trying to teach Seela to trust us so that she will lead with us. Ah, there was a bit of distrust there. You saw she was watching real close. So that's okay. You know, it's a call each time. Do you do it? Do you work on the trust? Do you throw it on? What do you do? Well, we'll show you. We'll see how this works. Seela knows Brianna. She's a little bit standoffish now, as you can see. When she comes closer, I'll turn the camera back on. We're just going to be real patient to get her confidence. Well, we had the camera off for about 5 minutes. Seela was afraid. Rusty and Susie, as you can see, they're just trying to stay nearby her. We don't want to make this lesson real long because there's really a lot of hormone and parenting instincts here. So we've got Seela with her neck rope on, and in a moment we'll try to sit down with the neck rope on, put the goat halter on, which Brianna did the other day when I wasn't even here. She was able to do it, and then the goat halter was really a good lead line for Seela. Right away she put her head down, and it goes over the nose, so it's a little bit less uncomfortable putting pressure on the neck. And then once the goat halter's on, we'll see if we can get the red halter on, which is the horse halter. If not, another day. That's okay. We're not in a rush. Okay, we have the goat halter on. It took a couple of minutes of teamwork. I did have to hold kind of hard on the neck line. But Seela put her head down, and Brianna came up to her. And Seela tried to pull back, and I held a little bit more firmly than I wanted to, but while Seela's head was down, Brianna could put the goat halter over her ears and then over her nose. And now you see it's a much better way to lead. The pressure is on the nose and behind the ears, one small step at a time, and while we're doing it, we're teaching her the vocab. Step up means go forward, G means right, ha means left, and back means back. Very good. We have our stash of carrot treats. See if she'll eat them. Yes. If she's really stressed, she won't even eat them. Good. We're going to just walk around with her very calmly around this corral. Rusty and Susie are doing okay over there beyond Brianna, but I have to tell you that he's trying to breed Susie. And Susie's still lactating, but according to the vet, that makes no difference. She can conceive. Well, again, as a team, we put the red reduced in size horse halter on Seela, and it fits perfectly. I have a little bolt on the top that made the nose smaller. This is actually a full halter that was, of course, too big for a baby heifer. So I adjusted it, and now we're leading her around with both halters. And as soon as we're pretty sure that she's okay on being led with both, we'll remove the blue and see if we can lead her around with the red. Then, unless she's really upset, we're going to try one more thing. We're going to actually try on the fly mask, which is a full fly mask that I reduced in size once again. It's our stash. And we have to give Seela really small pieces. See, there's resistance there. We'll just move back with her. Good. And reward ever so slight the right answer. Good girl. Well, the next small step is accomplished. We took the blue halter, goat halter off, and now we're just leading her around very gently with the red horse halter. When she pulls back or turns away, we let her get away. At this point in her training, we don't want to force her into something that's totally fearful. We just want her to realize that she can be confident that we won't hurt her, and that's going to take time and patience. Doesn't she look good in her little red halter? Good. Yes, perfect.
Looks good.
There you go. She let us put it on her. Very little resistance with the red full halter. And now she has her fly mask on. Now, when I put the fly masks on my Zebus, I pretty much leave them on throughout the entire summer. I take them off, let's say, once a month, just to make sure that there's no hot spots, rubbing spots. Now, this fly mask has a lot of Velcro under the chin and behind the ears. It looks to me like it's a perfect size. And when she comes back this way, notice how far it goes down on her nose, because you have to think about, does it get wet when she drinks, and does it get into her food? I say not. Her nose seems completely clear of the fly mask, and it's got nice soft material on the edges. So, and it looks like she can see okay. She's probably wondering why everything got so cloudy in her view, but you know, in the past my Zebus are just fine on having fly masks on as far as having total full mobility. And there we go. We have taken the next small steps, and you know what? These 2 or 3 small steps combine to make quite an accomplishment, a big step in the training of little heifer Seela learning to lead.
Here we take a stroll with Seela and Susie.
Baby Seela are going on a stroll around our obstacles area. This is where we work our horses over trail obstacles. Brianna has Seela in her little red, reduced in size horse halter, and Ryan has Susie in my nylon cavesson, which I also reduced in size. The size has to be reduced because their snouts are so much shorter and so much smaller than a horse's snout. Now, we don't want to do too much today, just a few minutes of walking around here. And I'm going to try to follow and show you how they behave. Then we'll do a quick interview with Ryan and Brianna, who put the halters on, so we can find out how hard it was today. Probably not very hard at all, because I came out here and the halters were already on. And you've seen segments of this show where it took us, you know, 5, 10, 15 minutes to get the red halter on Seela, and we had to do it one small step at a time. They're walking around here. Seela is learning what the world is like outside of her usual space where she grazes and sleeps. And of course we have Mommy with her so that she's not afraid. Now, Rusty's in a corral nearby. He is no longer hormonal, so we're able to work with Susie and Seela without getting him very upset, although you might hear him moo, because right now at this moment he can't see them. But last night in their cow pen overnight, they were all resting peacefully. There was no hormonal activity to be seen. Let's use the words, that's right, step up for go forward, step up, Ryan, and then if you're going to Susie's right, you say G, or step up G. We're going to teach them these words that are cues. Okay, G is to her right, Ha is to her left. No, that would, yeah, you're right. Sorry, that is ha. All right, you see we have so many things to walk around here. So many natural obstacles, trees and so forth. Let's just let Seela see what the world is like outside that fence that's always been between her and this part of the world. She seems to be leading pretty well. Brianna, can you tell us how hard it was to get the red halter on her and how you feel about how confident she is walking with you right now?
It took 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes to get the lasso-like loop around her neck so that I could get the halter on, and then after that Ryan held her for less than a minute and we just put the halter right on. She's giving a little bit of resistance, definitely wanting to go up to Mama. I'm trying not to let her because Mama's all poopy, but she is leading pretty fine and she doesn't seem to be too scared of anything so far.
Okay, and Mama's poopy just because of stress more than likely, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we will hose her off before we take the cavesson off. Ryan, did you have any trouble getting the lariat around Susie's horns and then the cavesson on her nose?
No, we actually separated them without the lariat first. I was able to just sort of motion her into that small corral over there. And from there, I put the lariat on her, and then the halter was a snap after that.
Okay. Gosh, let's take one more stroll around. See if you can step up on this bridge. This may be a challenge. We'll see, because you'll see with us. Ah, she doesn't want to quite lift yet. Let's see if we can get her to. We don't want to do too much here. Maybe across the... Ryan, why don't you bring Susie over and see if Susie will step up? Susie has been trained to actually go into a trailer.
You want to see if she'll step up on there?
Yeah, we want to see if she'll step up on the bridge, even just the narrow side, you know, either the long end or the short end. It's quite a step up for them. Let's see if Susie will go.
Step up.
No.
Step up. Step up.
Let's see. Yeah, almost,
Come on.
almost.
You got it.
Oh, let me see if I can encourage her.
Step up.
Step up, Suze. There you
Step
go.
Whoa.
All right, let's see if Seela will do it.
Whoa.
Just a little bit of body positioning encouraged her.
Just stand.
That's good. Now let's see if Seela will step up. I never thought of these as being obstacles for my Zebu.
To be continued in part 3. Our cast of characters: Sadie and Eve, Sammy, Rusty and Susie, Heifer Calf Seela. For more information, www.cowgirlchannel.com.